I knew I was jumping onto a Phil train, especially after the last episode of 86. But this episode really just hits you in the gut because it's like when the character at the end of the episode, I don't even know his name, which goes along with the entire theme of the episode, when he legitimately starts to yell at our main female character and is like, you don't even know our names. You pretend like you care. He's literally just deconstructing her, ripping her apart, showcasing everything that's hypocritical about her and their entire system. I was just like, oh my goodness. And like, when he says you don't even know our names, it was so true because I was just like, wait a minute, I don't even really know who died. I could take educated guesses, but I don't even know who really died, which is what really hit. I was just like, holy crap, he's right. And I really love how the theme of this episode ties so perfectly in to that. Basically, she doesn't know any other names, and we as the audience didn't know any other names, besides some slight references here and there that are kind of slid in throughout the episode, but overall, for the most part, you're not really going to know their names because of just how subtle everything is. And so when you get to that moment where it's like, who died? It's just like, holy crap, yeah, that is a good question, and I had to look it up after the episode finished, and apparently there is actually a website, an official website for 86 that actually showcases all of the characters a part of the squad, and you actually see which ones are, let's say, destroyed or not, and it's pretty morbid, honestly, and I was just like, wait a minute, there's actually a site for this. So literally, your cursor turns into like a actual pointer, like, for instance, like, let's say if you're a targeter or you're aiming to annihilate someone, that's what it turns into when you're scrolling this. I'll actually link it in the description if you're interested in checking it out yourself, but it's just like, holy crap, this series really, there's a lot of love being put into this, like, especially with just the way that reveal was done at the end of the episode. It really ties in the entire theme of what this episode is trying to present nicely. So let's get into that. So basically, our main female character decided to ask for the cat's name before she even asked about the names of the individuals that she is leading into the battle. That's honestly sad. It's like a big, like, whoa, like, that really is messed up. When you really just take a step back, think about it, you're like, she legitimately cared more about a cat's name than a person. Now, to be fair on our main female character, she does technically have reference names to go by, but the thing is, it's not their real names. But the point about it, though, is that she was just applying these names kind of like you would have, like, a gamer profile, a gamer tag, or whatever you would attach to someone if you play online with someone. She was basically attaching those type of names to individuals and not actually their official name. And so, it makes sense why she wouldn't think too much about it, why she wouldn't really factor in, like, how messed up it was for her to ask for a cat's name before them. But even in context, it makes a lot of sense now why some of them might got a little bit upset, because she cared more about a cat, which basically shows that from her situation, the people that live, in safety, the people with the white hair, the blue eyes, those individuals are obviously, they probably look at household domesticated animals as more of a higher status than those outside, part of 86. So it's just like, yeah, this series definitely took a dark turn. I fully love this episode for that, just because of how it really twisted that whole message of the names around. And once again, at the beginning of the episode, it did have a few names thrown out there. But once again, there was just so much going on. It was such a relaxing scene that, honestly, let's be real here, most of that information is just going to kind of slowly slip away while you think about everything else that went on in the episode, especially with, like, the cut from the perspective of, the 86 team, but then also to our main female character, and how she's kind of watching over the battlefield and trying to figure out what they need to do. Just everything about this episode was excellent in terms of art, animation, voice acting, and just the production of it. You could see that everyone that was working on this episode really was looking forward to that final segment of the episode. Like, they really wanted to make that just hit you like a truck when it came to that, and oh my god, I'm so glad I started this series. I'm so happy so many of you recommended this series to me. It's got me pumped. I'm excited. But, okay, so let's actually get into some of the things that this episode presented. One of the big things that this episode did present is showcasing that our team, the 86 squad that's underneath, the Undertaker, they are able to easily switch from a very relaxed setting, for instance, like a whole casual bathing setting to where they're just, having a casual conversation, to a moment to where there might be an enemy nearby, they switch into combat mode, and you see them holding up weapons and all that in that direction. It just shows the type of lifestyle these individuals have actually had to live to be able to swap that mindset in such a quick degree. That's not something you just do. Not an average individual. I'm willing to bet you not even an average 86 soldier would be able to actually do what they did within this episode. What it basically showcases is that these individuals were able to live so long that they built up this veterancy of being able to react to such a degree if there is any form of things amiss or messed up or whatever. So it just goes to show you how much messed up stuff they've actually seen. But on top of that as well, I do think that it's a good showcasing, though, just the unfortunate situation that these individuals are in and how they're being used, how they're not being viewed as actual people, etc. It's just super sad, and it explains why there is a lot of animosity and hatred from the 86 side. I mean, it makes perfect sense, and seeing how the kid, at the end of the episode was really just firing off at our main female character, like I said, I understand his emotions, even though he's not taking, to heart what the girl said that died, Kaya, or however you say her name, and how she's like, not everyone is bad. There's some people in the Alba that are good and bad, and there's some a part of the 86 that are good and bad as well. And I do appreciate that perspective, because it was definitely a legitimate perspective, but at the same time, she died, and obviously that perspective probably died along with her, and you have those that are more outgoing and throwing out their rage and hatred are being noticed and shown, which makes sense, because they have been treated wrongly. It would make sense why they have so much anger, but obviously there is some individuals that are not as evil or messed up and do really feel bad about their situation and potentially want to do something for them. I do feel like what I said with my last episode review, I do feel like before everything is said and done, our main female character is probably going to get exiled outside to where the 86 is. I have a feeling something like that is going to happen, to where, she's forced out there to be on the battlefield, and it's like she's gonna really have to see all the horrific things, and there's probably gonna be someone that's gonna take her place that's gonna just think that she's a regular 86er and not actually, be someone that used to be a part of, their society and Alba and all that. So I'm curious about that. It's bound to happen, just the question is, how is it going to happen? But another thing I do wonder about as well is, another question is like, it's what I asked last time. Is the Legion, the robots, etc., are they actually being controlled by an individual? Are they just regular robots being controlled? Or another theory that popped up after I finished my episode review, last week, I wonder if maybe the Republic is actually controlling those Legion to be able to make it seem like there's always a war going on, to make it seem justified or whatever, to get rid of the 86. That would be interesting if that's what they're trying to do. They're doing their own way of culling without actually just straight up saying like they're culling people. I do wonder, but I think, though, that this series is once again continuously showcasing how good of a story it is, back-to-back, great writing, great character development. It's got, some interesting little themes going on with it, and it even has some nice little, like, calm before the storm moments, especially at the beginning, with the whole relaxed bathing scene. And I gotta say that entire premise, the first half of the episode, it definitely led you to believe that there is gonna be a death soon, like a major death. I mean, there's constantly characters saying that they don't know if they're gonna live until tomorrow, this might be their last day, etc. And if I had to peg anyone that's probably going to actually die before everything is said and done, I'm willing to bet you the redhead girl's probably going to die, and I'm willing to bet you that the boy, the one that's very angry with our main female character, he's probably going to die as well, because it feels like that, the way everything is being set up, but I could be wrong. But I guess I want to leave it at that, though. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, guys, Chibi out.